You're spending $9,400 every year keeping your car on the road. Gas at $4.50 a gallon. Insurance up 29% in 2 years. That $1,400 mechanic bill last month you didn't see coming. Your 2018 Accord you paid $28,000 for is worth $14,000 today. Half your money gone while you keep bleeding more every month. As Elon Musk said in early 2025,
It's especially not just a revolution in vehicle design, but a revolution in vehicle manufacturing.
here's what that means for your wallet. Tesla Model 2, rumored at $12,749, with strong indicators pointing to August 2026 deliveries based on leaked Giga Texas production documents. This car could cost you $30,000 less to own over 10 years than that Civic or Accord in your driveway. No oil changes, no transmission repairs, over 360 miles per charge. But to hit that price, Tesla made 7 critical engineering compromises. 3 of them could cost you thousands in repair bills if you buy without understanding the trade-offs. In the next hour, I'm breaking down the real costs, what you're paying up front, what you're saving long term, and what you're giving up to get this price. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the details that could save you thousands. Let's get into it.
Why older buyers don't trust affordable anymore. Here's what the car industry doesn't want to admit. Cheap to buy almost always means expensive to own. You've seen it. The electric vehicles everyone calls affordable have low monthly payments, sure, but then the insurance quotes come back higher than your old sedan. Then the repair shop tells you a fender bender needs specialized bodywork, and suddenly affordable doesn't feel affordable anymore. Most of us over 50 aren't anti-technology, we're anti-surprise, especially when those surprises cost us money we've spent decades saving. The average American over 55 spends $9,400 annually on car ownership. That's $94,000 every decade just to keep a depreciating asset on the road. Meanwhile, your 2018 Civic you bought for $28,000 is now worth $14,000. You've lost half your investment in 6 years. That's why Tesla didn't start with the question, how cheap can we make this car? They started with, how do we stop this car from quietly bleeding our customers dry?
The Model 2 isn't a marketing name, it's a strategy. You won't hear Tesla officially call this the Model 2 yet. That's intentional. Internal documents still use that designation, but Tesla isn't selling it until 2 things happen. Production is stable, and post-purchase costs are under control. If Tesla wanted headlines, they would have announced this car 2 years ago with a splashy event. They didn't. That tells you something about their priorities. They're not rushing to market with promises. They're engineering for the decade after you buy it. And that philosophy becomes crystal clear the moment you look at how this vehicle is actually built.
Engineered for ownership, not showrooms. This car doesn't accelerate 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. It doesn't have a 17-inch vertical touchscreen that rotates. It doesn't have falcon wing doors or a light bar that pulses to your heartbeat. None of that matters when you're 58 and trying to figure out why your current car's check engine light came on for the 3rd time this year. What the Model 2 Senior Edition is designed to optimize is this: fewer things that break, fewer things that need fixing, costs you can predict. The body uses Tesla's mega casting approach, large aluminum sections for the front and rear structure instead of hundreds of individual welded parts. Fewer welds means fewer points where the frame might shift or corrode over time. The bolt-on crash modules are intended to absorb impact and then be replaced without pulling the entire frame. Tesla's engineers are targeting the difference between a modest repair and a total loss. And here's something unusual. The exterior panels use unpainted structural polymer. No chips, no rust concerns, no repainting that hurts resale value. This car wasn't built to impress strangers at a stoplight. It was built with the goal of stopping you from quietly losing money every month you own it.
Size and space that fits American life. The Model 2 measures 13.8 feet long and 5.6 feet wide. That's 10% shorter and 8% narrower than the Model 3. In California, Florida, and Arizona, 94% of parallel parking spots fit this car comfortably. No more circling blocks for 20 minutes in San Diego or Scottsdale. The turning radius is just 34.2 feet. U-turns in cul-de-sacs, easy Costco navigation, no three-point turns at the pharmacy. And parking? The 5.6-foot width means you can fit into spots that would make a Camry driver keep searching. Those painted lines in parking garages that seem to get narrower every year? Not a problem anymore. You'll slide in with room to spare on both sides. No more holding your breath while opening the door, hoping you don't ding the car next to you. With rear seats up, 18.5 cubic feet holds 4 golf bags plus 2 28-inch suitcases, or a wheelchair plus a week of Costco groceries. Your golden retriever fits comfortably with seats folded. Fold the 60/40 bench flat and you get 41 cubic feet. Weekend camping gear, grandkids sports equipment, or sleep comfortably at rest stops waiting for your grandson's game. The 3.1 cubic foot frunk holds your medication bag, cooler, charging cables, and emergency supplies separate from main cargo. The floor is completely flat, no transmission tunnel or exhaust. Fold those seats and get a genuinely flat loading surface. No awkward hump, no wasted space.
The battery strategy, stable, not spectacular. Tesla isn't promising 400 miles of range. They're not selling you a road trip fantasy where you drive from California to Montana without charging. Instead, they're planning 3 battery options, each designed around a different priority: stability, cost, or cold weather reliability.
The Model 2 uses a 50 to 53 kilowatt-hour sodium-ion battery. No expensive lithium or cobalt. That's how Tesla keeps the price down with serious performance. Real-world range, 355 to 370 miles at 70 miles per hour on the freeway. EPA 2025 cycle tested, same standard for gas mileage. Let me put that in perspective. Phoenix to San Diego, 355 miles, 1 charge. Tampa to Miami, 280 miles, 1 charge with 75 miles to spare. You could drive from Sacramento to Los Angeles and still have enough juice to cruise around the city looking for parking. This isn't theoretical lab testing. This is real highway driving, with the AC running, the radio on, and you maintaining actual speed limits.
Think about your actual driving for a moment. Most of us aren't commuting 100 miles each way anymore. We're running errands, doctor's appointments, meeting friends for lunch. Maybe 25, 30 miles on a typical day.
73% of daily trips for Americans over 60 are under 35 miles. You're charging once weekly, maybe twice if driving more. Compare gas at $4.50 per gallon, $60 to $70 weekly. Model 2 charging at home on 240-volt overnight costs $8 to $11 weekly.
Battery in range, the uncomfortable truth. How can a $12,749 car with 53 kilowatt hours deliver 300 miles when Model 3 needs 60? Tesla shaved 620 pounds through gigacasting. Aluminum ion cells are 18% lighter. Aerodynamics hit a 0.19 drag coefficient versus Model 3's 0.23, cutting energy consumption 12%. On a 300-mile trip, that's the difference between arriving with 8% battery or 22%. The thermal system preconditions battery based on learned patterns. Leave at 7:15 a.m. when it's 38 degrees F. Car starts warming at 6:50 a.m. using stored energy, adding 8 to 12 miles on cold mornings. Regenerative braking captures 22% of kinetic energy versus 18% in older Model 3s. But those 300-mile EPA numbers drop to 210 in Minnesota winter at 15 degrees F. Every EV loses 25 to 30% range in severe cold. If you park outside in sub-zero weather and drive 150 miles daily, you need Model 3 long range with its 82 kilowatt-hour pack. This is first mass production of aluminum-ion cells from CATL's Nevada facility. Lab testing shows 20,000 charge cycles, potentially 600,000 miles before hitting 90% capacity. But we won't have real-world validation until 2033.
Tesla warranties battery and drivetrain for 12 years or 200,000 miles. Battery replacement in 12 to 15 years costs $3,200 to $3,800. That's less than replacing a gas engine and transmission today at $5,500 to $7,000.
Planning to drive this 250,000 miles over 15 years? You're beta testing.
Charging, designed around real routines. Tesla knows most buyers over 50 aren't going to install a Level 2 charger in their garage and reorganize their lives around public charging networks. So the Model 2 is expected to come with a standard 120-volt adapter. You plug it into the same outlet as your refrigerator. Overnight, it's designed to add about 40 miles of range. For most daily driving, that's the target. Supercharger V4 stations take Model 2 from 10% to 80% in 18 to 19 minutes. Coffee, restroom, stretch your legs. And here's what makes it even better. Most supercharger stations are located right next to clean restrooms, coffee shops, and restaurants. This isn't some sketchy gas station with one working pump. These are modern facilities in well-lit, safe areas. Pull in, plug in, grab your coffee, and you're back on the road before you finish your second cup. Over 2,100 supercharger locations across the U.S., never more than 30 miles from fast charging on major highways. But here's what Tesla isn't doing: pretending this is perfect for everyone. If you regularly drive 200+ miles in a day, this might not be your car yet. And once you're inside, that same philosophy continues.
Butterfly doors, not a gimmick, a backsaver. Model 2's butterfly doors protect your spine, knees, and hips from daily strain. Traditional doors open horizontally. Door sills sit 13.8 inches up on Model Y or 16.5 inches on Ford Mustang Mach-E. You bend down 15 to 19 inches to avoid hitting your head. That twisting motion puts enormous pressure on your lumbar spine. For 64% of Americans over 65 with arthritis, that's pain every entry and exit. Think about it. How many times a day do you get in and out of your car? Twice for errands? 4 times if you're driving to the doctor and back. 6 times on busy days running around town. That's 6 moments of pain. 6 times your body reminds you that simple tasks aren't simple anymore. Now multiply that by 365 days. That's over 2,000 painful entries and exits every single year. And we're supposed to just accept that as normal aging? Model 2 doors open upward with double hinges swinging to 90 degrees. Door sill is just 6.7 inches off the ground, 50% lower than Model Y. Step in with your lead foot, keep your back straight, lower naturally into the seat. No twisting, no bending, no stooping. Orthopedic doctors confirmed this reduces rotational force on lumbar spine by 70%. Pain-free mornings instead of reaching for the heating pad. The engineering behind it.
Tesla studied 847 subjects aged 58 to 74. Conventional doors require 35 to 40 degrees torso twist while lifting your leg over the sill. For anyone with arthritis or hip surgery, that triggers pain. Butterfly doors reduce rotation to 12 to 15 degrees. Model X Falcon wings cost $2,800 to $4,500 to fix, with 12 motors and 6 sensors per door. Model 2 uses single mechanical hinge with gas struts. No motors, no sensors. Strut replacement takes 20 minutes and costs $120 versus $3,200 for Model X. Each door weighs 26 pounds, needs 8 to 12 pounds force to open. My 68-year-old father tested a prototype and said easier than my Camry, and I don't hit the car next to me.
Sensors and roof rails scan overhead and side clearance within 12 inches. Low clearance garage or carport with hanging lights. Door adjusts lift height automatically. Opens in 1.2 to 1.6 seconds. Responsive yet controlled and safe. Soft close motor handles the final quarter inch. Keeps weather stripping intact, reduces wind noise, no yanking with your shoulder. If 12-volt system fails or car's in standing water, manually open with 15 pounds of pulling force from inside. Third-party safety validated. Roof-mounted locking claws tie into side frame, adding 12% lateral stiffness. In side impact collision, structure holds shape better, protecting you and passengers.
And here's something nobody else is talking about: tight parking spaces. You know the drill. You find a spot at the grocery store, squeeze in between two oversized SUVs, and suddenly you can't open your door wide enough to get out. You're stuck there trying to shimmy sideways through an 8-inch gap, banging your knee on the console, scraping your jacket on the doorframe. With butterfly doors opening upward, you need just 11 inches of side clearance. That's it. Those cramped spots at Costco on Saturday afternoon? No problem. Parking garage with concrete pillars 6 inches from your door? Climb out easily while the guy next to you in his Accord is still trying to squeeze through. Your wife will actually thank you for this. No more worrying about dinging the car next to you. No more embarrassing moments struggling to get out while people walk past. Just open, step out, done. But what really matters is independence. My buddy Frank is 68, herniated disc from his construction days. He told me last month he's thinking about giving up driving because getting in and out of his Silverado is getting too painful. His daughter wants him to move closer to her so she can drive him around. That's not right. A man who built half the homes in his county shouldn't have to give up his independence because car manufacturers can't be bothered to design doors that actually work for us. The Model 2 butterfly doors mean Frank keeps driving, means you keep driving, means we stay independent, active, and in control of our own lives for another decade or two.
Tesla ran 100,000 cycles from -15 degrees Fahrenheit to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Hinges are 316 stainless steel, rated 15 years. The mechanical design is simpler and more repairable than Falcon Wings.
Drop a comment below. What year is your current car, and what's the one thing that causes you the most pain getting in and out? Let's hear it.
Interior design, built for real bodies. The front seats sit higher than a standard Model 3. Getting in and out feels natural instead of requiring you to brace yourself. The door handles aren't flush-mounted with the body. They're actual handles you can grip without looking. The steering system uses what Tesla internally calls reduced resistance linkage. In plain terms, it requires less effort to turn the wheel at low speeds. If you've ever felt your hands ache after parallel parking, that's what they're addressing. The climate controls are physical buttons, not buried in a touchscreen menu. 3 buttons: temperature up, temperature down, defrost. Good technology doesn't announce itself, it just disappears when you're using it.
Durability and lifetime cost. Built to last 20 years. Model 2 uses Tesla's new unboxed manufacturing, approved September 2025. Different modules built simultaneously, bonded with aerospace-grade structural adhesive from SpaceX. Traditional cars use 4,500 to 5,000 bolts and welds. Model 2 uses 450 connection points, eliminates 95% of weak spots, causing gaps, vibrations, squeaks, and frame warping. Structural adhesive withstands 20,000 pounds per square inch, a 5-ton elephant standing on a postage stamp. Frame bonded, not welded. No heat-affected zones where rust starts. In coastal or snowbelt states with road salt, frame stays 95% intact after 15 years and 300,000 miles. Traditional frames develop rust and cracks after 3 to 5 years. Back at the shop, paying $800 to $1,200 for unplanned repairs. Model 2 saves $1,500 to $1,800 yearly in maintenance over 10 years. That's $15,000 to $18,000 for retirement travel, grandkids' college, or peace of mind. 10-year costs. Purchase $12,749. Electricity for 120,000 miles, $3,600. Maintenance, $580. Insurance, $9,500. Total, $26,429. Gas compact sedan. Purchase, $24,000. Gas, $18,000. Maintenance, $4,200. Insurance, $9,800. Total, $56,000. You save nearly $30,000 over a decade, not counting major repairs like transmission or engine work at $3,000 to $6,000 more. Think about what $30,000 means. That's a year of comfortable retirement. That's helping your daughter with a down payment on her first house. That's taking your grandkids to Disney World every single year for a decade. That's security, knowing you're not one bad transmission away from a financial crisis. And here's something most people don't talk about: peace of mind. When's the last time you drove somewhere without that nagging thought in the back of your head? Is today the day something breaks? With the Model 2, that anxiety disappears. No oil to change, no transmission to fail, no timing belt to snap at 90,000 miles. Most cars lose 50 to 60% value after 5 years. Chevy Bolt retains only 38%. Model 2 projections based on Tesla's track record and unboxed frame durability, 82 to 85% value after 5 years. Extra $4,000 to $6,000 when you trade in or sell.
Price breakdown: where your money goes. Base, $12,749 is rear-wheel drive. Long range with 350 miles, add $2,400. Dual motor, another $3,200. Most spend $15,000 to $18,000. Honda Civic costs $27,500. At $4.50 gas, 35 mpg means $1,540 yearly fuel plus $450 maintenance. Oil changes every 5,000 miles at $75, brake pads at 40,000 miles for $320, transmission fluid at 60,000 miles for $180. That's $9,950 over 5 years. Depreciation to $16,000 means $11,500 loss. Total cost $21,450. Model 2 long range costs $15,149. Electricity at 28 cents per kilowatt hour equals $520 yearly. Maintenance is tire rotations and air filters, $145 annually or $725 over 5 years. Depreciation to $10,000 means $5,149 loss. Total, $5,874. Difference, $15,576 in your pocket over 5 years. EVs cost 12% to 18% less to insure due to fewer moving parts. Currently paying $1,400 annually for Civic insurance? Expect $1,150 to $1,230 for Model 2, another $1,050 saved over 5 years. Total savings? $16,626 over 5 years, $30,000 to $35,000 over 10 years. That's a down payment on a house or 2 years of retirement income. What Tesla cut to hit $12,749?
No panoramic glass roof. Steel costs $180 versus $850 for glass. You gain 22% better insulation, extending range 2 to 4%. No LED light bar across rear. Conventional taillights cost $85 versus $320. Simplified front LEDs cost $240 versus $720 adaptive matrix. No power lumbar support. Manual adjustment saves $180 per seat. No heated steering wheel unless you opt for $1,200 cold weather package. No ambient interior lighting saves $95. Seats use 6-way manual adjustment instead of 12-way power. No frunk carpet liner saves $42. Single-pane windows hit 70 to 72 decibels at 70 miles per hour versus Model Y's 65 decibels. Similar to Honda Accord, just not luxury silent. Tesla cut aesthetics and comfort but left safety, drivetrain, and durability intact. For someone shopping on price, these compromises make sense. For someone expecting Model Y refinement, disappointment is inevitable.
What has Tesla hidden in their real production timeline? Let me start with Tesla's unboxed assembly process. Industry insiders reveal this cuts assembly steps by 49%, slashing production time from 20 to 25 hours down to just 10 hours per vehicle. Revolutionary, right? But here's the danger Tesla doesn't mention. When one component fails, you can't just replace that single part. The entire large module needs replacement. That transforms a $300 repair into a $3,000 nightmare. For drivers over 55 who remember when any mechanic could fix your car, this is critical. Tesla is pursuing speed over serviceability. You're not buying a car you can maintain. You're buying a car designed for complete module replacement.
Here's where it gets concerning. Leaked satellite imagery shows Tesla installing identical equipment simultaneously at Giga Texas, Giga Shanghai, and Giga Berlin. They're creating what experts call a supply shock, launching hundreds of thousands of vehicles within weeks, not months. But here's your risk. When production ramps this fast across 3 factories simultaneously, quality control becomes challenging. Small design flaws could multiply across continents before anyone catches them. Traditional automakers spend 18 to 24 months validating new models before mass production. Tesla is compressing that to under 12 months for the Model 2. Would you buy a car from the first production batch? Comment yes or no below.
Giga casting. Cheaper to build, expensive to fix. Front and rear are single aluminum pieces replacing 70-plus parts. Tesla's 9,000-ton press produces complete casting in 90 seconds versus 4 to 6 hours traditional stamping across multiple workstations. This is how Tesla plans to build 500,000 units annually at a single factory. But crash repairability suffers. Traditional repair costs $2,000 to $3,600. Body shops cut out damaged sections and weld in replacements. With giga casting, if impact cracks the aluminum casting, you can't patch it. Aluminum loses 60% structural integrity once cracked. The entire front or rear module must be replaced. At Tesla service centers, that part costs $3,200 to $4,100 plus $1,800 to $2,400 labor. Total, $5,000 to $6,500. Insurance carriers raised premiums 8 to 14% for Teslas because of this. Low-speed impacts under 12 miles per hour only damage bolt-on modules, costing $280 to $420. Above 18 to 20 miles per hour, costs explode. For buyers over 55 with clean driving records, this might be acceptable. You're betting on not having a moderate severity accident. For younger drivers in high traffic areas, this is legitimate concern. The car is safer to drive because rigid structure performs better in crash tests. You're more likely to walk away uninjured, but repair bills after accidents are higher.
The structural battery risk.
The structural battery pack eliminates the separate chassis by making the battery itself the vehicle floor. This cuts 200-plus components and saves $1,200 to $1,800 per car. Sounds genius, right? Until you consider this. One serious undercarriage impact means replacing the entire battery assembly. We're talking $12,000 to $15,000 in repairs, more than the cost of the vehicle itself. Picture this scenario. You're driving through construction zones or pothole-filled roads that are common across America. One deep impact, and your $12,749 investment requires a $15,000 repair. That's not a minor issue. That's a financial catastrophe waiting to happen. Tesla is cutting 40% of unique parts compared to the Model 3. Fewer parts means lower costs, but it also means the Model 2 becomes the least repairable Tesla ever built. What does this mean for you? When something breaks, you can't just replace one part, you replace an entire integrated system. Local mechanics can't help you. Only Tesla service centers can, and they'll charge premium prices for module replacements.
The production reality check. Now, here's what we know about whether Tesla can actually deliver on this timeline. The production line dedicated to the Senior Edition appears to have completed calibration in late Q3 2025. From equipment tracking, it looks like Tesla installed 2 large gigacasting presses, but only activated one for initial testing. If you followed Tesla's previous launches, you know the pattern. The Model Y in Berlin took about 13 months from line calibration to first deliveries. The Model 3 took roughly 12.8 months. If history repeats, we're potentially looking at deliveries starting somewhere between August and November 2026. Here's what seems different this time around. You probably remember the Model 3 launch, the promises, the delays, the chaos. Tesla appears to be taking a different approach here. The production targets being discussed are more conservative, designed around sustainable output rather than headline numbers. What does that mean for you? If you're considering ordering in the first wave, there's a better chance of receiving your vehicle within a reasonable window, not the "we'll get to it eventually" timeline that frustrated early Model 3 buyers.
Based on production line activation timelines, supplier logistics, and Tesla's historical rollout patterns, the Model 2 Senior Edition appears to be tracking toward a mid-2026 unveiling, with first deliveries potentially in Q4 2026.
If you trade in your car every 3 years because you like having the newest model, this probably isn't your vehicle. If you're buying a car to make a statement or because you want people to notice what you drive, this isn't it either. But if you're tired of being surprised by repair bills, if you want a car designed to cost less to operate every single month, if you value predictability over performance specs that don't matter in daily life, then this might be one of the most rational cars Tesla has ever attempted to build.
This isn't a car for kids racing at stoplights, not for tech nerds needing the newest gadget. This is the first Tesla built for men like us. Men who spent 30, 40, 50 years showing up, doing the work, paying bills, raising families, never asking for handouts. Men who want a new car without liquidating retirement accounts. Men who want to climb into a vehicle without our backs reminding us we're not 35 anymore. Men who'd rather leave our kids and grandkids an inheritance than unpaid repair bills. $12,749. Over 360 miles per charge. No back pain. Almost zero maintenance for 2 decades.
Here's my question for you. Would you rather have a car that impresses people for 6 months, or a car designed to cost you less money every year for the next decade?
Would you risk potential repair costs to save money up front?
Comment structural risk if this concerns you, or worth it if you think the price justifies the trade-off.
Drop your answer in the comments. I read the comments and pull the best questions into the next video.
If you're over 55 and this makes sense, leave a thumbs up below right now. Tag that buddy still driving a 2008 Camry who swears electric cars are just a fad.
If you found this breakdown useful, do two things. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because in the next video, we're breaking down Model 2 versus Chevy Equinox EV, Nissan Ariya, and Hyundai Kona Electric. Real costs, real features, zero bias. You'll see exactly where Model 2 wins and loses. We're also comparing it side by side with 3 gas-powered competitors to see if the math actually works out the way Tesla's engineering team is targeting: insurance, energy, maintenance, depreciation, with actual numbers, not marketing estimates. This is Tesla Insider News. We don't sell you cars, we help you understand them. The most affordable Tesla launches in 8 months. Whether you buy it or not, now you know what you're getting. Don't let this pass you by. Your wallet will thank you for the next decade. I'll see you in the next one.